Welcome. Let's do a short practice focused on your hands. This practice is appropriate for anyone who can be on all fours, hands and knees, or tabletop or quadruped, whatever you like to call that pose, for short periods of time. If you're not there yet, I will put some links in the notes for some other things you can do for your hands. So we're going to start by just tucking in with the hands, coming down to all fours. Try not to overthink it, so just bring your hands to the mat however it's comfortable. And then just notice how your hands feel. Notice visually how your fingers and thumbs like to sit. And try not to micromanage how your hand is on the mat. And then maybe if it's comfortable, just rock forward and back a few times, noticing how it feels when you move at your wrists. And then we'll come off of the hands to any comfortable seated position. You don't have to kneel. You can sit in a chair. You can do whatever works for you. And we're going to do a little bit of stretching of the hands. So we're going to start by stretching each finger. Your hand will come in front of you, palm up. You'll use the opposite hand to gently stretch the finger back. And we're going to do this with care and kindness. So we are looking for this to be pain-free. You might get some stretching sensations, but we want it to be comfortable and easy. And you notice where you feel the sensation. So some fingers you might feel more up into the finger itself. Some fingers you might feel more down into the hand or the wrist or the forearm. And we'll just do each finger one at a time. If you find this is really effective for you, you might like to take even longer to work with each finger than we'll do within the space of the practice today. If you have any fingers that are injured currently, you may want to just skip them. If you have fingers with a history of injury, be very gentle. Make sure that you are cleared to do this movement if you have anything going on in your hands. And each finger will be different. So this finger, for example, in my body is a finger that I broke a very long time ago. I am not going to stretch it in the same way that I do the other ones. And I'm actually using my thumb here for a little bit of support underneath so that I can go a little bit gentler through the area where there are still pins in my finger. When you come to your thumb, be aware your thumb stretches in a little bit of a different direction. So it's not just straight down. It's also a little bit back because your thumb is oriented a little bit differently. And then when we stretch your other hand, same thing, palm up, using the opposite hand to create the stretch. Often we find the two hands are quite different. We use them quite differently. Just feel into what is real for this hand right now. We don't need to force the fingers to go anywhere. So you may find that you have not very much mobility here, maybe less than I do, and that's totally fine. Err on the side of these stretches being comfortable and feeling really good. Keeping in mind when you get to the thumb that it's a little bit of a different orientation to stretch your thumb. Excellent. So when you feel complete with that, we'll come back to all fours. Again, try not to overthink what's going on in your hands. And we'll just tuck in again. See what's different. Do a visual check. See what maybe looks different, if anything. And do a little rocking here. See if that feels any different than it did before. And then we'll come off the hands and we'll do a little bit of massage. So there's a few things you can do here. Again, we'll come palm up. We'll use the opposite hand. And if it's comfortable for you, you might use the thumb on the palm of the hand side and the fingers on the back. You can massage the webbing between the thumb and the forefinger, as well as the meat of the thumb. You can massage the center of the palm, around that whole arched area in the center of the palm, as well as the pinky finger side of the hand down towards the base of the palm. We're being gentle here. Hands are bony relatively to some parts of the body, so we don't need a lot of pressure. You might just massage in between the fingers very gently, working along the top of the hand, and this gentle spread into the fingers here. I've got my thumb on the other side. I'm just seeing what's there, seeing how it feels. Being super gentle with any places that might be tender. And then we'll do the other hand, massaging again between the thumb and the forefinger, using both the thumb and the fingers on opposite sides of the hand if you like. Massage into the base of the thumb perhaps. In the center of the palm. And around the base of the palm on the pinky finger side of the hand. Often the two hands feel quite different. And then you might come up on both sides, in between the fingers, just gently spreading the fingers. And again, it gets a little bit bonier up here. So we can be gentle. Working into those spaces. And then we'll come back onto all fours, check in. With the hands on the floor. Maybe with a little rocking, do a little visual check in, just see what's going on. And then we'll come back to a seated position. Again, any seated position works here. Take the arms up to about shoulder height. And then bring the backs of the hands gently towards the forearm. Think about moving at the wrist. And see if you can move more here at the wrist and press forward more through the base of the palm. Then you are pulling the fingers back. Want this to be comfortable and easy, no pain, no strain, no numbness, no tingling. If this works for you, we're going to keep pressing out through the base of the palm, and we're just going to move the arms to the sides and maybe back a little bit. And again, we want to find a range that's comfortable here. So maybe one arm goes further than the other. Maybe for your body, you don't do a lot of this, or you can't pull the hand back much. And just work right where you're at. Maybe this gets uncomfortable, and for you, it's just a little bit of movement here in front of the body. Totally fine. No need to go into any super intense places here. And after you've done a few of these and come back to the front, let the hands rest for a moment. Notice any residual sensations. And then we'll do one more check-in in table. Coming back to all fours. Notice how it feels now to have your hands on the mat. Notice visually how they look. Notice how it feels to rock. So this is just one example of how we can work with your hands in yoga practice. There are many things we could do before. There are many things we could do after. But I hope you find it helpful. Give these a try. And I hope you notice some changes. I would love to hear in the comments if you do. Have lots of fun exploring all of this.